Like Noah before the rainy day, everything seemed to be coming in pairs. Well, welcome to Finding America. It is so great to see you here. Now, I have a small favor to ask of you, and that is, would you please go and double check to make sure that you're currently subscribed to the Finding America channel. Now, I've gotten a lot of messages from people that have discovered they've been mysteriously unsubbed and they're not getting the notifications that we send out. So if you don't mind, just double check to make sure you're currently subscribed, and if you would, click the bell and request all notifications. It would be greatly appreciated. Well, this week everything seemed to be happening in twos. We hunted 2 parks, we hunted 2 mansions. We had a history solved and a mystery solved too, and a lot of our finds were coming in twos as well. Now, we had an awesome time metal detecting and came away with some really cool finds this past week. And this first hunt takes place in a wooded park where I hooked up with Chris and Jason to do some detecting. And we had a great time, and I really hope you enjoy watching this episode. Well, we're out here in the woods. I got a banging 3738 signal and pop this out. I have no idea what that is, but it's pretty interesting. Just had to show you that one. I actually thought it was lead, but I don't think so. But no idea. Well, Chris yelled out to me, and here's Jason with us too today. Nice hat.
Howdy.
I like that hat.
I do too.
Where'd you get that? Ooh. Trying to step on his machine, but he said he got something pretty cool.
Now that we're looking at it, I think it was carved. That is not a uniform cone.
No, that's definitely carved.
Yeah, 45.
That's a carved. Let me see.
I think it's a 45.
Yeah.
Looks like it was shot out of a octagon barrel.
That's an interesting one right there.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I definitely like that.
Boy, that thing was peaking up at 38. 16 to 38.
That's crazy. Wow, I like that. I like anything that's carved on.
Yeah.
Hey, trench arc.
Oh yeah. Never gotten one that small carved on.
Yeah. Well, I was digging down for my mercury dime. Turned out not to be a mercury dime, but it's kind of cool. We're joking that probably half the population can't even read this anymore because it's in cursive. But it says Lockwood, and it's pretty old. It's nice and green. Door lock cylinder. So, pretty cool. Just had to show you that one, and we'll see what we get next. Well, just going along here, and I got it was like a 19 to 20. Hoping for an Indian, but that's a pretty cool piece. Look at that, a little small shaving razor handle. Very early one too. I love the design. That is pretty darn cool. So happy to have that one, but it is a very, very short one. Ah, that's awesome. That's going to be like 1910 to 1930, somewhere in there. Probably teens, 20s. Well, during the late 1800s and early 1900s, shaving was a major chore for men. There was no hot water on tap. The water had to be drawn from the well, brought in, boiled on a wood-burning stove, carried to the bathroom, where you usually had to shave your face in some pretty poor lighting. Well, most men who could afford it gladly paid the 10 cents it took to get a shave at their local barber shop. It was so much nicer to sit in a relaxing chair with your newspaper, buy a cigar, chat with your friends, and get a professional shave with a hot towel. Well, you might have noticed all the mugs that were on the wall of that barber shop in that last picture. Now, those shaving mugs were personalized by the barber for his customer, and he gave each customer one of those and kept them on the shelf in the shop. Not only was it a good hygienic practice, but it also ensured that his customers would keep coming back to get a shave at his shop with their personalized shaving mug. Well, we all had a really great time, and we came away with a few finds, but my metal detecting itch was far from being scratched. So I quickly made some plans to get back out to one of my favorite permissions, an old friend, that mansion on the hill.
And I think I found part to the old servants' quarters here. It seems to be an old door lock, part of one, but early 1900s, very cool. And just another old piece out of this amazing permission. So I'm hunting directly in front of the servants' quarter and the garage, and where the walkway used to come out. And I got a nice 21 signal next to this old tree. And I dug down, and I see something pretty big and round. I thought clad quarter, but I'm like, no, not with those numbers. So I'm hoping for a token. I haven't even looked at this. That's exactly how I saw it. But let's see. Or it could be a foreign coin, I guess. But actually, it's really light. Oh, I think it is a foreign coin. Yes, it is. Oh boy. And it's mighty green too. I think it's English. Oh, it's Canadian. It's a Canadian large penny. Oh my gosh, I love these things. It's gonna be 19 something. I'll tell you what, let me get it toothpicked. It's beautiful. I think these things had a bronze content, and they just look beautiful when they come out of the ground. Oh, I'm so stoked. That's awesome. Well, check this out. It's an Edward VII Canadian large penny. At least that's what I call them, because they're big. And I just love it. And check it out. It's the year my grandfather was born, 1910. I was just talking to someone in the comments about how I just love finding coins that were 1910, because she enjoyed finding coins that were the date of her grandfather. And what do you know? Next time I go out, I get a 1910. And it's in beautiful condition. I can't wait to get this cleaned up and show you it. Holy cow. I just found that Canadian penny, and I found it right there. So I started working my way around this little tree and came back around from a different direction and picked up a very choppy 2021 signal. That one was giving me a 21, but I didn't get this signal when I went this way, but I did get it when I went this way. And what made it even more difficult was this was sitting above it. And I don't know how you can get a more perfectly bent nail than that. So that was doing it, but there was still a signal down there, and I popped it, and look what came out of the sidewall. I might have another one. Oh, that's amazing. So let me pull it out. I think it is, obviously. Oh yeah, but this one isn't a, let me see. I can see the king on the front. Let me just I think this is going to be a different king. Wow, I'm definitely going to have to toothpick it, but it is another Canadian penny. This one is a George, I think it's George V. So let me get it cleaned off and we'll see what date this one is. Oh, this is just awesome. It's a 1920. And there's the other side with King George V. Well, I am almost directly in front of the door to the servants' quarters and up against this old bougainvillea. I got a 14 signal. I dug down. Now it's iron, but it's a very unusual shape. But it goes under this root, And I was just going to see if I could pry it out with my shovel, but I wanted to show it to you in situ. Hopefully I can get it out. I don't want to damage the roots of the tree or anything, so I'm going to work on it for a little while and see if I can manage to get it out of there. Well, I know what it is now. I managed to get it out without hurting the root, and it's an old window weight. So very cool. Definitely a nice period piece. And yeah, they would tie a rope. There's a hole up here, and they would tie a rope, and this would be a weight that would help you open and close the sash windows. And they were inside the window frame, inside the wall. And we find them quite a bit around old houses. So, cool little piece. Not so little.
Well, we had another mystery solved this week, thanks to all of you watching last week. You might recall that intriguing small button that I found in the previous episode called An Old Friend. Well, Brian Cunning and Jim Colson were watching, and they were the very first ones to let me know that this little button was actually from a place called Morgan Park Military Academy, located all the way up in Chicago, Illinois. Well, during this visit to the mansion, I asked the property owner, did she have any family members that might have attended a military academy? And she got a very surprised look on her face, and she said yes. She had 2 uncles that attended a place called Morgan Park. And unbelievably, she had a photo of both of them wearing their Morgan Park Academy uniforms. Well, that photograph was taken in 1921 for the Saturday Evening Post. You see, the man seated in the center was a very well-known man in Tennessee, the former governor of Tennessee, Ben Hooper. And the young man standing directly behind him was Ben Hooper Jr. And all the way to the far left was his other son, James Hooper. Both of them attended Morgan Park Academy and often came back to Tennessee to visit their grandparents, who built and lived in the mansion where I now metal detect. Well, she was so thrilled when I told her I really wanted her to have that button. After all, it was a piece of their family history. And later on she came down, she says, you know, I've got a great idea. I'm going to offer this button to my cousin, who's nearly 100 years old and still lives in that town. You see, James, who was standing all the way to the left, was his father. And that idea, I got goosebumps hearing that. I really did. And I just thought it was such a great idea. And I couldn't think of a better home for that special little find. Well, I so want to thank Brian, Jim, and everybody else for helping get that mystery find buttoned up and making that mystery find not only a mystery solved, but a history solved as well.
Well, once again, there's the front door. Here's the bougainvillea where I got the window weight. Over there is where I got the Canadian pennies. And over here, I was just going along the foundation here. You can see the old bricks. And I believe they built this around 1900. And got a signal underneath this piece of wood here, and I moved it over. You can see some crockery and everything. That was like probably a wash basin right there. But I dug down and look what I have there. I'll tell you, it was a difficult little signal, and now I know why. I mean, it's practically standing straight up, but I have a fork or a spoon or something. I dug enough to where I loosened it, and now we're going to pull it out together. It's a spoon. How cool is that? Great stuff, I'm telling you. Ooh, silver plate. Had a really pretty design too. Look at that. Very cool. And should have the back mark.
Now, a lot of people wonder what coin silver actually means, and it's actually pretty simple. Coin silver simply means that the silver that was used to plate the piece is of the same standard set by the U.S. Mint for coinage, 90% silver.
Well, I just dug a 2000 Jefferson a few feet from this 13 signal, and I dug down about 5-6 inches, popped the plug. Another nickel down there, but this one is a lot deeper. The other one was only a couple inches, and this one's at the bottom of the hole. So I grabbed the camera, hoping that it won't be a Jefferson, or at least not a new one. Oh, I think I have a buffalo. Wow, check this out. Oh boy, that's a pretty one too. Ah, man, I love digging these. And I got that spill not too long ago over here with the buffalo and the Wheatie. Looks like this one has a date. I'm trying to make it out. Come in here a little closer on it. I think it's 1936. So that's awesome. Beautiful. And I'll tell you what, another great day out here.
Well, Chris couldn't make the next hunt, so I met up with Jason at another favorite park of mine to hunt. Now, this park has seen a lot of Civil War activity and was once full of very old homes. Now, we have pounded this park to death, but I wanted to go out there and try a different program on my Minelab Equinox and see what it did. And I have to say, running that program definitely woke that place up, and I came away with some very cool finds.
Well, I gave the camera to Jason because I got a 13 here. It was a pretty long signal, and once I saw what it was, I wasn't very surprised. I think I have a spoon. You can come on in here and look. I think that's a spoon bowl. I'm hoping it is.
Sure looks like it.
Yeah. Just trying to get it out without damaging it, but yeah, I think so. So I'm just going to come from the back side, try to pop it loose. There we go. Yeah, check that out.
Oh yeah,
wow,
that's awesome.
Nice. Wow. Beautiful. Look at there.
Very cool.
That's an oldie.
Yeah.
Early 1900s, late 1800s. So. All right, and I appreciate the camera work, Jason.
Yeah, not a problem.
Well, I'll tell you what, field 2 is rocking and rolling in this park.
Yes, it is.
I'm just on my knees the whole time, and check it out. Does that look kind of familiar? That's the second one in this video. Oh, it's even the same length. Oh yeah, it's identical. The other one's just got more of this plating left. But another old razor handle. Well, Jason called me over. Oh yeah, he's got a bit of a utensil here himself. Well, yeah, I'd go over there and try to pop it.
Oh, I think it's really long. It is.
Oh my gosh, that might be just, okay, that's different. That's like that's a teaspoon or a Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday spoon, yeah.
And I found another one over here last year. It had a braided handle, twisted, but that is nice.
Yeah, that is a lot longer than I expected, and it's complete. That's crazy.
No joke. Well, good job recovering that without hitting it.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, it was kind of funny because Jason and I were talking about, I said, it's been a while since I found a marble. And you said, you what?
I found one.
One. So we were talking about marbles on the way over to this place, and what do you know? I get an 11 and I dig down and I get this old iron nut. But I noticed, I saw this and I thought it was a grub worm. But it's the right colors for a grub worm, but it's a marble. Oh my.
Nice one.
Yeah. Look at that.
Oh, that's cool.
It's kind of a greenish, greenish white with the orange. It is. Look at that.
It's very cool.
It's like mint green and orange. That is awesome. Not a chip on it either. Very cool.
Well, we still had a few hours left to hunt, and I really wanted to get over to another permission that I have across town, another old mansion. Well, we ended up making some really great finds, and I'm really glad we went because Jason went home with a beautiful bucket lister.
Yeah, Jason called me over and said he got something kind of interesting. What do you got?
Got a horseshoe. When I flipped the plug up, it was stuck in the weeds of the roots of the plug there.
I'll tell you.
Horseshoe with a nail still in it.
Well, that's one you didn't have to work too hard for.
No, that was an easy one.
Now, we're also going to show you something that Jason found last week, but unfortunately I wiped the footage of, so we wanted to show you this. He found it over in the bushes at
Cute
this
little
mansion.
toy frog.
Yeah, it's a lead toy frog, and that's something. Still got some of the white paint on it, but I had to show you that, even though I lost the footage last week. But but that's a really cool, pretty unique piece. Well, Jason, he sounded pretty excited when he called me over. Said he got
First for me.
He's got a first for him.
I thought I was digging a penny, and
Oh man!
I flipped the plug over and I saw that laying there, and I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it.
Holy cow! You man, that is
so cool.
And look at the patina on it. Oh, skeleton key. Wow, look at the tooth on that.
I know, that thing is huge, isn't it?
Reminds me of like a jail key.
Yeah.
The old jail is actually right at this intersection. Used to be, but man, I can't get over it. It's beautiful.
I'm excited.
Congratulations, man. That is so awesome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you,
Heck yeah, man. Oh.
Very cool.
Oh yeah, I'd be jumping around on that one.
Yeah, I was.
Well, I got a pretty cool piece here. I actually like finding these. I've found them over the years. That's a shot penny, and it's a weedy, so kind of interesting.
Very cool.
Yeah, and yep, it's 1944 wiping on it, but that's pretty cool. I like finding those. But there's also another piece here. Now this is something that we found last week, and I just lost it. Where'd it go? There it is. I could find it twice now. But look at this, guys. Now I found this last week and accidentally wiped the footage. But it is beautiful. This thing was, it was about 11 inches deep. And look at that glass stone. That thing is awesome. Amazing.
Very cool.
Yeah, I love these. I love these old costume jewelry.
Yeah.
But just had to show you that, and I'm kind of bummed about losing the footage, but
yeah,
I did get a sweet looking ring.
It happens.
Well, those were some hunts just full of twofers, and I really hope you enjoyed watching this episode. And here's another look at all the very cool things that we found in this episode. Well, it's time for one of my favorite segments of the episodes, getting to share a bunch of very cool photos from our country's past. And those are coming up in just a few seconds. And remember, it's history that makes a find a treasure. And I can't wait to see you back here next week on Finding America.